Lester is an absolute weirdo, and I kind of love him for it. And it's something that I really wasn't paying attention to until a friend of mine said that they always found Lester to be an odd fellow. I mean, at first he just seems like another convict in the colony, nothing special. He belongs to the Brotherhood, so that's bound to make him a little stranger than most, but at the same time a weirdo doesn't really stand out when surrounded by others exponentially more odd fellas. Still, when talking to him about the fact that he essentially joined a cult, he states that after 2 years in prison, he's ready to believe in anything, which, granted, I wouldn't know what it's like to be in prison, because THQ Nordic still doesn't know where I live, but you gotta admit it reeks of mental instability. Simultaneously, Lester will absolutely lie to the guru about the nameless hero receiving a vision from the sleeper to help us join, which, don't get me wrong, is much appreciated, but this isn't a video about whether Lester is a good friend or not. The point is that on one hand he desperately believes that the sleeper will set them free, but also doesn't mind to timing his spiritual teacher about the vision from the big sleepy guy himself. Seems a bit contradictory to me, but still, none of this is particularly strange. People can hold contradictory beliefs in their heads, in fact they kind of have to. But then chapter 4 comes around, and spoilers for anyone who hasn't played this 20-year-old game at this point, I don't know why are you even watching this video, and we have to relay to Lester that the old mine collapsed, Gomez attacked the free mine and murdered the fire mages who tried to oppose him. And what is our dear friend's reaction to all this shocking news?
I really don't care.
What on earth is wrong with this man? The balance of power in the colony has shifted, an open war between two camps has started, an entire guild was murdered, and this guy essentially goes... And let's break it down a little bit. On the camp level, Lester, being in the Brotherhood, is not directly involved in a conflict, but the fact that his camp relied almost entirely on trading swamp weed with the old camp, which essentially went full North Korea, even going as far as to kill all the outsiders within its walls, including one of Lester's brethren, though the nameless hero can't tell him that, is going to have huge implications for Lester's life under the barrier. For all he knows, unless Core Angar does something, the Brotherhood could face serious starvation in the future. I mean, they already sell swamp weed for peanuts in the new camp, but those guys don't have all these luxury goodies from the outside world, meaning largely food, so they're not going to cover a sudden vacuum created by these events. What if Gomez demands military aid in exchange for continued shipments of goods to the swamp camp? Granted, it never comes to that, nameless hero killed Gomez and toppled the barrier, but at that point in time, Lester should be very worried about the future. Bad deed to the fortress and its lands ain't gonna be worth much to him if he starves to death in the meantime. But even more importantly, on a personal level, Lester just heard that all of the fire mages were murdered. Sure, he's in a cult, he doesn't care for the Church of Venus, but one of his best friends, Milton, is a fire mage. And instead of asking if he is safe or even alive at this point, Lester goes,
I really don't care.
Keep in mind, he doesn't know that Diego and Milton are both outside the old camp trying to warn their allies. It's them who want us to tell Lester in the first place. Of course, you cannot talk about this moment without mentioning that it's all essentially unintentional and held together with rubber bands and chewing gum. When the game was released, the developers realized they messed up big time and forgot to record Lester's reaction to these events.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
The voice lines recordings were already months behind them, so what do? They make a quick and dirty fix. They take a couple lines from the different NPCs who share Lester's voice set and cobble this response together in a patch. Absolute cinema. Now, someone might say that because this huge aspect of Lester's weirdness wasn't intentional, it shouldn't be mentioned here. To which I say, no, that's dumb and way less fun, because even if unintentional, similar to Nuclear Gandhi, it's still in the game and still really amusing. And the funniest part about all of this is that in Gothic 2, where Lester's mental state was heavily strained by the demonic forces that attempted to possess him, similar to his brethren, he essentially is fine. He acts normal. Hell, he doesn't do a single weird thing during the entire game. You'd expect him to be dialed up to 11, but no. Ironically, having a demonic headache was the best thing that could have happened to the guy. Oh, and then he just says the ship is gone in Gothic 3. Just like that. He was supposed to guard it, one guy mind you, and reasonably says fuck this shit I'm out when the pirates take it. and then he retires to grow swamp weed in the desert, which for some reason this game established as possible. Pure Giga Chat. Remember to like and subscribe, second channel probably coming soon, don't hold me to it, check out my other videos, I'm Audioman, and I'll hear you next time.